In 3.25, we've got more defense changes than ever before. This really did shake up how people are going to build their characters and truly how tanky the average player can get with a little bit of grinding. Yeah, I'll be real, a lot of this stuff's going to be expensive, okay? Everybody's going to want to do some of this. But, hey man, find a strategy, divide how many divines an hour that makes by the price of all these uniques, and you only got to farm that many hours. Okay, just put in a full work week, and then you won't die anymore. TLDR, bottom of the tree is based elemental reduction enjoyers, and the top tree are soy jack copers. Endurance charges are changing the whole game, with them now providing additional elemental damage reduction. If you don't get a couple endurance charges on your build, you're at a massive disadvantage to those who can. Maximum resistance, which they made easier than ever to get. On the bottom of the tree, they even added another wheel, right? You've got 2 wheels that give 2 each, and then 1 on the small nodes. So we're at 6 right there. You had that armor. You got the armor wheel that gives you another one. That's 7 max res. You got the armor mastery. That's 8. You got the aura mastery. That's 9. You get 9 max res just on your passive tree. I might even be forgetting one. You get max res on your jewels now, making melding in the flesh easier than ever to cap it out. We've got reflecting from Lake of Kalandra back in the game. So you can do the min endurance charge, craft on your rings, your amulet. Maybe you get a little bit there, you reflect it, you know, do a little gamba. There you go. You got some min endurance charges. Okay, yeah, it kind of works. There's a couple other things that give minimum endurance charges. You've got like the Grand Spectrum jewels, just being a Hierophant. I don't know if you'd really give up shield mods, but you know, you technically could get it on a Shaper shield or the Enduring Faith Devoted mod. But you know, that stuff's getting a little cope, okay? The reflected jewelry, that's a little bit more reasonable. But that's some really ghetto poverty stuff if you can't get that Relicash. Hey man, what else are you gonna do? Now, if you're using Relicash, you might as well use Brutal Charges too until you get a Mage Blood. You get another max endurance charge, and if you got Relicash, you get the endurance charges from the boots, and then all them endurance charges translate into brutal charges from your belt. Give 3% triple damage each. Well, golly, look at that. You got hella defense, and now you got a bunch of extra damage. Wow, ain't that cute? Ain't that cute? Avamana Slayer, now you got all them endurance charges? Nope, they're frenzy charges, right? Now you got even more damage. Look at that. You can see where things are headed. Okay, other than that though, Juggernaut got a little bit of a change. You don't really get the free armor against elemental damage right away. You have to buy a Glorious Vanity, get Zabakwa on it, and spec into Divine Flesh. And then you get that elemental mitigation. You know, there's a little bit of an entry fee. They don't really give it too free these days. They removed a lot of Fizz Shift, which is why, you know, top of the tree feels a little bit worse, right? Playing a Witch feels a little bit worse than it would be starting a Slayer or a Marauder, something in the bottom. Now you can still get some Fizz Shift, but man, it kind of sucks. You lost the Gravitious craft for your early red maps before you can get a 6-link Lightning Coil, Corrupted, and whatever the hell else. You lose Corel mod, you lose Taste of Hate. You can't corrupt Dawnbreaker or whatever other random unique shield you've got. We can't get it on Watcher Eyes anymore if you're using a Purity. That kind of just sucks. You know, you lose a lot of Fizz mitigation. Determination was nerfed. So, you know, you're going to have to put all that armor on all them new base slots, right? You got to get it all back if you're going to try. But really, you're just going to cope with whatever you get, right? You'll settle for whatever you can get and just deal with whatever comes at you. Evasion is going to be a little bit harder to cap now. And I say a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Okay. Losing Dread Banner, and more so the Generosity Dread Banner setup, is going to mean you're going to have a much more difficult time hitting Evasion to the 90s. And for some of y'all, you're not even going to be able to get it to 95. Okay, that was already pretty damn difficult to get. But it's not all negative. Okay, they made it easier to do bosses if you can freeze them this league. Okay, they upped the cap on how much you can reduce a boss's action speed down to 50%. It used to be 30, 50% now. You could do chill, you could do whatever, right? It's going to be chill temp chains. I don't know if there's some other way to slow, right? But really, what you really want to do is you're going to want to freeze them. Very specifically, they pointed out that this reduction was for you to be able to freeze bosses. They really want the Wardens and the Hoarfrost stuff be freezing bosses. And any of them cats using any of them paws to be able to freeze those bosses too. So if you're cold damage, hey, freeze was already great in maps. Okay, shout out to the freeze tech. But now freeze is even better in bosses. And I'm not gonna lie, it might be too slow, okay? I said on the Max Roll podcast, I might walk into a Shaper Slam, or I might walk into some stupid stuff just because the boss is so slow. Even 30%. 30% felt glacially slow with some of these abilities. Going all the way to 50, that's like I'm in the Matrix, dude. Here's the crazy thing. Defiance of Destiny, it got nerfed really hard, okay? It got a big hammer, but it went from 42, okay? Our top end, I believe it was like 42, right? We go to 35, you Life Catalyst. 42, now with Life Catalyst, you can get it to only 25. And here's the thing, at 25, it's still fucking bonkers, okay? So how crazy was it at 42? That's still crazy at 25. Okay, hopefully a lot of people don't buy this because it got nerfed. Because we ain't dropping that many this league. It's going to be rough getting some of these uniques. All right, can't talk about defense without talking about block. This is so wildly easy to obtain now. Okay, if you're bottom of the tree, are you seeing a trend here? Bottom of the tree, versatile combatant, -10 max attack, -10 max spell block. But you need to stack a bunch of attack block. And wouldn't you notice, literally all over the tree, they added a ton of attack block. It's easier than ever. You know, if you're getting, and they give max block too, right? You're hitting something like 67, 68 block. It takes a couple wheels and you wearing a decent ass shield. Dude, it's so crazy. Alongside everything else, right? As if bottom wasn't winning enough with the endurance charges, with the maximum resistance, and the extra armor, and the war cries, giving the get free block too. And if you're a gladiator and you get that lucky block, that lucky block is crazy, okay? Now as gladiator, you probably still do versatile combat. And that lucky block really helps you out. But if you don't have to do that, right? If you figure it out, you get some spell block somewhere else, however you do it, and you get a natural 75, 75, boosted a little bit, you get like 78, 77, whatever it is. Dude, you're hitting like 94 attack and spell block with lucky block. That is bananas. That's bananas, dude. What the hell is that? Can you imagine only eating like 1 out of every 19 Shaper Ball? What the hell? No, it ain't like Evasion, so it's not as consistent, but hey man, I can't imagine you're gonna be complaining. Vol Pact is giving instant leech to melee hits. This allows things like Lightning Strike, which has a melee hit and a projectile component, and Molten Strike, which has the exact same. To take advantage of Vol Pact's instant leech from the melee hit component of the attack, while still being able to overleech from the projectiles, from the balls, from the little lightning bolts. That's kind of crazy, dude. That's kind of wild, actually. Oh, wow. The Slayers, depending on what ability they use, they get to have instant and overleech. What the hell's up with that, dude? And that wasn't enough. They also added some increased maximum total recovery per, whatever the word. Okay, I forget. There's like 7 words. Increased maximum total recovery per second from life leech. Something like that, okay? They added a ton of that to the tree to increase your max leech pool, okay? You get a bigger bucket. That's wild. That is wild. Some new and could be potentially even crazier stuff we don't even know about, okay? We've got enchants on weapons, maybe even shields. Who knows? That could be absolutely bananas, right? They leaked us a couple cool things, right? Oh, the maces, they get gain fizz, weapon fizz as extra damage of every element. Okay. No soul gain prevention. Oh, okay. Okay, projectiles return. That's pretty good. Okay, I doubt they showed us the best that they had to offer. We got new Anoints. I'm sure there's going to be some cute combos coming along with some of that stuff. And all the uniques. So many that they've not leaked. So many new items. So many new interactions to explore. There's so much going on this league. It's going to be absolutely busted, okay? There's going to be like 15 videos where a YouTuber is going like, and then he's like, and it's the most, but this breaks defense, this breaks bossing, this breaks mapping, this breaks tier 17 maps. I swear to God, count them. There's probably going to be more than 15. Yeah, you've probably already seen 5 of them. All that's to say, that the builds this league could be tanky as shit, okay? A truly, truly tanky build, okay? Not just against hits, not just against attacks, okay? Everything, everything. Once you get 90 max res, you stack 10 plus endurance charges, and you get some crazy recovery on top of that. You get some armor on top, okay? I've seen POBs with like 1,000,000 something max hit, okay? It is absurd, okay? And all this, it's LE dot too, right? The endurance charges, this works against LE damage over time. This shit's bonkers. Okay, all this. You're gonna stand in everything. It's not even just like, oh yeah, you know, sometimes I feel tanky, but I gotta watch out. No, literally all the time. You will be God. Anyways, good luck affording all these crazy uniques that literally everybody's gonna want, every streamer is gonna use, and everybody is going to be talking about. Okay, just keep an eye out for some farming videos, okay? I'm sure you'll see a couple of YouTubers talking about 20, 40, whatever divines an hour, okay? And if anything else, you can log in, send them hard workers on into them maps, whatever hell you put them through, okay? The shipments, just log in, boom, you get it? And maybe it takes a little bit. You gotta do some mapping. Maybe you only got so much time. And no matter what, with this league, everybody's gonna be able to have the fun. It just depends how long that's gonna take.